Hi, my name is Hamid Fathi. Welcome to my channel. Today, we are diving deep into test doubles in C Sharp, one of the most important concepts for writing effective unit tests. By end of this video, you will understand what test doubles are, why they are crucial for good testing, and how to create them using xUnit and Substitute with practical examples. Let's start with the basics. A test double is a generic term for any object that replaces a real component during testing. Think of it like a stunt double in movies. They look like the real actor, but perform specific actions for the scene. In software testing, we use test doubles to replace dependencies that our code under test relies on. This allows us to test our code in isolation, control the behavior of dependencies, and make our tests faster and more reliable. There are five main types of test doubles. Dummy, objects passed around but never actually used. Fake, working implementation with shortcuts, like in memory database. Stub provides predefined answers to calls. Spy records information about how they were called. Mock, pre-programmed with expectations of calls they receive. They verify behavior, not just state. Why are test doubles useful? Test doubles solve several critical problems in unit testing. Isolation. They let you test one piece of code without worrying about its dependencies. If your service calls a database, you don't want database issues to break your business logic test. Speed. Real dependencies like database, web services, or file system are slow. Test doubles are lightning fast. Reliability. External dependencies can fail, be unavailable, or behave unpredictably. Test doubles always behave exactly as you program them. Control. You can simulate edge cases, errors, and specific scenarios that would be hard to reproduce with real dependencies. Focus. Tests become clear because they focus on one specific behavior rather than testing the entire system. We are using xUnit v3, the latest version of the popular .NET testing framework. It provides a clean, attribute-driven approach with excellent parallel execution support. We are also using NSubstitute version 5, a friendly mocking framework for .NET. It offers simple, elegant syntax for creating test doubles with minimal setup. Let's dive into the code. Okay, as you can see in my project, I have my services and there is a order service here. In here, I have an object order, contains properties ID, amount, customer email is paid. I have an interface, a contract, I payment processor, uh, a, an abstraction for different payment gateways like PayPal, for example. It has a process payment method, accept amount, and returns true or false. I have also email service contract, I email service. It's a kind of abstraction for email providers, right, like send grid. It contains two functions, two methods. Send confirmation email, accepts email and message, and send email for you. Is email valid? Also check if your email is in well formed or not. But the business logic coordinator is order service. It uses a payment processor and email service, so they are in constructor. These are dependencies. And a very important functionality, process order, takes order and returns Boolean. It's a complete payment and notification workflow. It's check first the amount. It should be more than zero. If not, returns false. Payment will fail. Check email is valid or not based on the customer email information. If it's invalid, payment will fail. And process the payment. It attempts to charge the customer's payment based on the amount. If something happened wrong, it will fail. If everything was fine, is paid will true. and the email service will work to send a confirmation email with the customer email and this specific text. And in the end, when everything works well, we return true. So this is the service I want to test and show you different test doubles there. So let's start with dummy. As you can see, I have created a unit test here. Uh, Before starting, let me show you the packages. I just changed to latest version of the unit test and the runner Visual Studio. Also the latest version of NSubstitute. I referred my services here. So you can use these libraries and follow my code. For dummy, we mentioned objects pass around but never actually use. So I want to check process order with zero amount, it should return false. So I will create an order as a part of arrange and amount is zero based on the scenario. Based on the substitute for, you can create an object for your contract, dummy payment processor, dummy email service. I just did it, but at this moment, they are not considered as dummy because we should make sure they never actually use. So I will call order service and pass these objects and call process order. Because amount is zero, the method will returns false here, and we never call process payment and is email valid, but we should check it. We check dummy payment processor object and we use built-in feature in NSubstitute did not receive for process payment for any decimal value. And also for the email did not receive is email valid for any email or a string. So with these verifications, we can say, okay, these two are dummy. Let's test and see the result. Okay, passed. The next one is stop. Let's check together. I have two tests here. Just for easy use, I just created those objects with NSubstitute in constructor. The scenario here is process order with invalid email should return false. So I have an invalid email here, and I said for email service, for is email valid method, for this customer email returns false. This is the exact definition for a stop. Provides predefined answers to call. This is the predefined part. So when I call process order, the result will be false because I failed the validation part. Okay? So let's try with valid input right now. So I created an order, this time a valid email, and now I call is email valid and a predefined behavior returns true. And also for payment processor, process payment for this amount, also predefined behavior is return true. So when I call process order, inside it, because of these two, I can see the result is true and is paid is also assigned to true. Let's run the test. Yes, as you can see, these are green. Now let's go and see what is mock. Mock is pre-programmed with expectations of calls they receive. It's important they verify behavior, not just state. Okay, same as stop, I just created those dependencies in constructor. Now I want to see process order with valid order sends confirmation email or not. So I will create order and then I will configure stops for is email valid and process payment and call process order. But this time, I don't really want to check the final result is true or false. I want to check behavior. So as you can see for the email service, I want to make sure it's received once with this customer email For process payment processor, it's received one, the process payment for this amount, and also in the end, for email service received once for send confirmation email. That's the exact scenario we are looking for. For this email, we should have this message. So as you can see, mock checks behaviors. So now let me check another scenario. Process order when payment failed. Let's see email will send or not. So for is email valid, I have a predefined true. But for process payment with this amount, I want to fail the payment. So I returns false. By calling process order, I want to make sure first the answer of the method is false, but it's important to see send confirmation email is received or not. So with email service, we call did not receive a built-in feature from NSubstitute, and we check send confirmation with any string for email, address, and message. It should never send it. So these are mocks. So now let me run the test, and as you can see, these are green. A spy. Uh, it's important you know in Substitute, mocks can act as spies by recording or call information. But let me show you something new here. So I want to check the methods calls in order, a correct order or not. It's the way spies work. So I'm just sending true for is email valid and process payment, call the process order and make sure these are inside process order calls in order. Received in order, it's a way we should check the behaviors. First, we should check is email valid, then process payment, and at the end, send confirmation email will call. So it's important to know spies records the call information. The other one is record or argument. I just want to check I received them or not. Again, for email, is email valid and process payment, I return true and call the process order as a part of act. And then I want to check and verify the exact argument were passed or not. So email service received is email value with this value. Payment processor received process payment with this amount. And email service received sent confirmation email with this email and this special message. So now let me run the spies part. And as you can see here, they are green too. And the last one is fake. Fakes working implementations with shortcut. So for example, in our scenario, I want to have a fake email service. It's an in-memory implementation of email service for testing purposes. For example, in here, I have a list of a string which are kind of in-memory database for my emails. I have an email validation result. It's a global result. For now, it's true. Send confirmation email inside my fake object. Just add a text into the list in memory. And is email valid? Check the global validation is true and the email itself contains @ and dot. So now instead of using a substitute for creating object for email service, I will use a fake email service directly. So let's check this scenario. Process order with fake email service record emails sent. So I will create a payment processor, we need it, to pass it to order service. This time I will create fake email service and I pass this one to order service. I will create a order object and call process payment with this amount and this value as a stub here, return true. For the act part, I call process order. This time I want to check fake implementation. So I want to make sure the send email list, my in-memory database, contains only one record, and this record is based on the customer email I send. So as you can see, this is the way we can create fake objects and use it as a part of unit testing. So now let me run the test. Yes, as you can see, this is valid and passed. That's it. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more coding tutorials, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see more. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next time. Goodbye.